Welcome back to Real Stories. Just a quick heads up that this program was created with AI assistance and uses a synthetic narrator. The content was reviewed and approved by Buddy Blake before publication. Information is believed accurate, but should be independently verified. This program does not provide legal, tax, lending, or appraisal advice. Today we're hanging out with Buddy Blake, and we're talking about something that's super relevant if you're thinking about buying near the coast in Wilmington. We're diving into the whole hurricane, flood, and insurance situation. Buddy, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, so look, this is something I'm really passionate about because I see a lot of people get caught off guard when they're buying coastal property. They fall in love with the location, right? The views, the lifestyle, and then they don't really dig into what it actually means to own property near the water. And that can be a really expensive mistake.
Right, people see those beautiful oceanfront homes, and they're like, this is it, this is my dream. But they're not thinking about the practical stuff underneath, are they?
Exactly. And honestly, the practical stuff is what keeps you sleeping at night. So before you even make an offer on a coastal property in Wilmington, there's some really critical things you need to understand. First is flood risk. Wilmington sits in this interesting spot where you've got the Cape Fear River, the Atlantic Ocean, and you're dealing with storm surge potential. The good news is that flood data is actually really accessible.
Okay, so where do people actually find that information? Like, how do you know if a property is in a flood zone?
So FEMA has these flood maps that show different zones. You can look up any address and see if it's in a high-risk zone, moderate risk zone, or low-risk zone. And here's the thing, if you're in a high-risk zone, flood insurance isn't optional. It's required by your lender. Even if you think, oh, it'll never happen to me, the bank's going to make you get it. So you might as well know what you're looking at before you make an offer.
That makes total sense. So flood insurance is basically a given if you're buying coastal. But what about wind? Wilmington gets hurricanes, right?
Oh man, wind is huge. So North Carolina gets hit with hurricanes and tropical storms, and Wilmington's right there in the path. Wind damage can be devastating. We're talking roof damage, structural issues, loss of windows, and here's what a lot of people don't realize. Your standard homeowner's insurance might not cover wind damage, or it might have really high deductibles. Some insurers won't even write policies in coastal areas because the risk is too high.
Wow. So you could have a homeowner's policy and still not actually be covered for wind? That's wild.
Yeah, it happens. That's why you need to ask specific questions before you buy. Get a quote from an insurance agent who knows the Wilmington market. They'll tell you exactly what you can and can't get covered. And if you're in a really high-risk wind zone, you might end up with the state insurer of last resort, which is more expensive and has fewer protections. So that's a real cost you need to factor into your offer.
So you're saying people should be getting insurance quotes before they even make an offer? That seems smart, but I'm guessing a lot of people skip that step.
They absolutely skip it, and that's a mistake. Look, here's my checklist for anyone thinking about buying coastal in Wilmington. Number 1, get your flood zone information. Number 2, talk to an insurance agent and get actual quotes for both flood and wind coverage. Number 3, understand what your mortgage lender requires. And number 4, factor those insurance costs into your total cost of ownership. Because you know what? If you're looking at a property and the insurance is going to run you $300, $400, $500 a month more than inland, that changes the math on whether it's actually a good investment.
That's really practical advice. And I'm guessing location matters too, right? Like, not all coastal properties are created equal?
Exactly. A property that's literally oceanfront is going to have different risk than something that's a few blocks back. Elevation matters. Proximity to water matters. The age of the structure matters. Older homes might not have been built to current wind codes. So you really want to do a thorough inspection and understand what you're actually buying. And if you're thinking about this as an investment property, check out some of the content we've created about Wilmington's post-pandemic growth. Remote work has really been reshaping the market there, and that affects rental potential too.
Oh, that's a great point. So it's not just about the immediate risks, it's about the long-term investment picture. I love that you're connecting those dots. So for someone listening who's seriously considering a coastal purchase, what's the one thing you'd want them to do first?
Call an insurance agent. Seriously, that's step one. Before you get emotionally attached to a property, before you make an offer, talk to someone who understands coastal insurance in North Carolina. Get real numbers. That conversation could save you tens of thousands of dollars and a lot of headaches down the road.
That's solid advice. Buddy, thanks so much for breaking this down. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't make it into the glossy real estate listings, but it's absolutely critical if you're actually going to buy. Really appreciate you being here.
Always happy to talk about this stuff. People deserve to know what they're getting into. And I think once they do the homework, coastal living in Wilmington can absolutely be worth it. You just got to be smart about it.